In this week's Parsha, we discover a special relationship between the Jewish people and Eretz Israel. HaShem spoke to Moshe in Mount Sinai, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, when you come to the land which I give you, then the land shall keep Shabbat to HaShem." Now this is a kind of odd statement, isn't it? The land which I give you, as if he's currently giving it to us. Didn't HaShem already give it to us? Isn't this something set in stone? But the present tense alludes to the fact that we can never take the ownership of the land of Israel for granted. Now, as this is a double portion Parsha, towards the end, we see that Parsha Bechukosai enumerates the curses of which many befell the Jewish people during the Holocaust. And one of the curses is the lack of essential goods, including both firewood and flour. As it states, "When I have broken the staff of your bread, 10 women shall bake your bread in one oven, and they shall deliver your bread again by weight." This is brought down in Vayikra 26:26. Now, I want to kind of go off on a tangent, because these verses in this week's Parsha has really made me think about something that was brought to my attention regarding a book that has gained new life through a new series, which chronicles the quote-unquote escape of a woman from an Orthodox community. Now, I would never minimize anyone's experience. I have to tell you that at face value, it seems like there was enough trouble brewing in this young woman's life when she made very rash decisions to leave Am Yisrael. And I feel that some of these have to do with these week's Parsha. When we don't fully understand and we don't fully appreciate and we take for granted what HaShem has given to us, then trouble starts to brew. We start to see things from a perspective that is tainted. I mean, here you have in the Parsha, where else will you find the world or in any other community where 10 women will bake in one oven that's fit for only one family, and yet they do it? No complaining, no anything. I know sometimes with big families comes big headaches, but there is also a big support. And I pray for everyone who is in a situation in where they feel like they are being trapped and smothered, to take a breath and to find a safe person or safe place. And I beg you, don't take HaShem for granted. Don't sell him out for empty vanities. And by no means, don't let the world fool you into thinking that their way of doing things is better. I want to bring down a mashal from the Zohar. The perfume market is a place that everyone likes to visit. The blend of the aromatic scents is intoxicating. Even after leaving the market, the scents remain on his body and the clothing. There are many other markets in town, and the most unpleasant one is the tannery market, because the merchants use dung to soften the leather. No one wants to smell like dung, and nobody wants to pass through the tannery, even if doing so will bring him to his destination earlier. There was once a man who married a woman who lived in the tannery. Had his wife not lived there, he would never go there. But since his wife lives there, to him it feels as though he's going to the perfume market, where the best smells of the world are sold. And the Zohar tells this mashal to explain the reason HaShem agrees to go into Chutz La'aretz, although the smell of Chutz La'aretz is disgusting for HaShem. Now, Chutz La'aretz literally means outside of the land of Israel. But HaShem is willing to go to Chutz La'aretz because he wants to be wherever Am Yisrael is. Now, we don't smell the stench of Chutz La'aretz because our spiritual sense of smell is so weak. You can say our noses are stuffed. But Kaviyachol, if HaShem being in Chutz La'aretz is a very disgusting experience, you would think he would not want to go. But the fact that the Jewish nation lives in Chutz La'aretz and HaShem wants to be with them, it makes HaShem feel like he's coming to the perfume market. And this pasuk comes to say, despite all this, that when Klal Yisrael is in the land of their enemies, HaShem is not disgusted by this, and so HaShem's love prevails. And so I would tell you, anyone out there, that if you feel like you are in a tannery and everything around you stinks, I pray that you would run after HaShem. This too shall pass. Never take HaShem for granted, and never take your community for granted. Though there's always room for improvement for each and every one of us, improvement in the community starts with you. I pray that HaShem will be with every woman and help her to understand the great role that she plays in Klal Yisrael and to the whole world. After all, it's like I always say, the women are HaShem's ace in the hole, and this plan cannot be complete without you. You can follow this series, A Woman's Worth by Devorah Esther, on YouTube at Gimel Dalet 777. Click subscribe to be notified. If you've enjoyed this video or know someone who would, please share it. Tziku l'mitzvot.